one more with the that was the round.
Who would have thought?
So when do you want to do this? When it's wet and
I think a stiff leather hard is a good place to do this. But you could experiment with bone dry, with really wet. I don't think really wet works well. Stiff leather hard is the way I've always done it. I've never experimented personally with bone dry. We're going to see.
I was thinking there must be somebody who
I think we'll get something a little bit less organic than that when we do the straight edge.
This looks like a very mild Steve Stewart.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah. But we didn't need Steve, we just needed Irv.
Yeah.
Irv's still.
He told me it's okay that she comes this to the dentist. Better be next.
Well, she was going to come in and visit.
I heard she was bringing cookies.
No,
Who's this?
I think we're lucky if we just get her. I don't think we should push the issue of cookies. We just want Judy.
I think Judy's coming and bringing cookies.
Way to buy cookies.
Is next week the last class?
No, we have two more.
I've been hearing disagreements.
See, I don't have to glaze for 2 more sessions.
No, okay.
Well, it doesn't really matter because I just got something I glazed with one, so it's not like you're going to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You got one of your
Well,
pots
never
back,
mind.
Simon?
I got
Try a
a
little
pot.
bit
I don't even
more.
remember how many there were, but I know I glazed more than one. I got a flat. Yeah, flat.
Oh, was yours the red one?
No, I didn't have a red one. Super tea and Butito.
I
just
can
thought it was
see
being
that.
confusing, so I'm not really sure how that worked out.
I can see it working a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it.
You don't know what it looks like, they stop.
Most of that wasn't me.
Yeah, that's what I'm making.
Oh, it's getting wild down there at the rim.
It's crazy.
It's gone crazy.
You're lightly holding on to it, Chad.
Very lightly. Not using much pressure at all. Counting on that vibration to build up, you know.
So that blue wheel over there would be excellent for this.
It's got the
Yeah.
pitching its giddy up anyway.
Yeah, it does.
That weird thing.
One more lined. So the trick is to get that angle just right, you know, like if you drop it down kind of low, it's not going to chatter as much, but if you change that angle, it starts to bounce more.
You excellent. Grab that cookie gouge in
Looked like it had a little teeth on the end of it.
So would this work better on white stoneware than red sprouts?
I don't think it will matter much. No. I don't.
So how did you make the different shapes?
On the grinding wheel over there. So when you do that, just be careful that you're not pushing on the grinding wheel too much, because you'll get a bunch of vibration or chattering, and it hurts your fingers a lot. So when as you're grinding those shapes into there, just go very nice and light.
So we only
Heater from that heater something's wrong.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, that was better, isn't it?
Give it that, and then flex.
So the smaller surface seems to chatter a little better.
It does.
Bolts.
Yeah.
That was on my-
The round one seems to work pretty well. And there I was actually kind of pushing a little bit harder. I think once you get it started, you can start to progressively push slightly harder, and it'll start to bounce more. I don't know if I'd recommend doing like 25 or 30 of them in a night, because, well,
Vibrating fingers.
like riding your Harley like riding your Harley to Sturgis
Yeah.
without
Your
stopping.
hands go numb.
So I wonder if you put like a bend in this thing, if you would be not putting the pressure directly on the tip, if you bend it like that.
It's fine. Like that.
Yeah.
It's easier to control the angle, but I don't feel much difference in it in the working of it.
It's interesting. Almost looks professional again.
So it seemed like the rounded tip worked okay, but it seemed like the best tip was that
Narrow.
narrow.
Okay, the
Yeah.
narrow thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if you put like little saw teeth at the end of it.
What's funny. Yeah, I wonder
What did you say?
if you were to put like little saw teeth
Oh,
into it.
oh, yeah.
What's funny to me is that when it spins, you can see the horizontal lines of the tool movement, but then when you stop, they totally disappear. See how there's horizontal lines now? When you stop, they're virtually gone. That's interesting.
All right, so glazing something like that. How do you keep that texture?
You know,
Iron oxide and
maybe
glaze the inside?
transparent glazes are going to be the best.
Celadon?
So you can see it through there. Celadon's going to be really nice. It's going to be there'll be a slight color shift there. Even the
thin?
Carbon Trap Shino on thin, like a quick dip of the Carbon Trap would work really well. I think clear would be okay.
You do it on
But like to put Super T on there would be useless.
Yeah. What if you
Totally
wiped it off?
I don't know if if I were to wipe it off, I would use a metal rib.
Okay, so you didn't get the sponge down in there, correct?
Right. Because the metal rib is really just going to ride that surface. So like the white screen might be nice to do that with.
Yeah. Black and green.
Yeah. I think the Tomoku would probably be a really nice place for something like this. And you could really play with how long you let it chatter, because I think you can get it pretty deep.
They do that in porcelain. Like clear white.
Right. I think the clear, those transparent glazes are the best bet. The color shifting glazes would be nice, but it's sort of more pressure.